Welcome back to the channel, Valuable Coins HD, where we unlock the fascinating secrets behind some of the most iconic coins ever minted. Today, we're focusing on a true classic from the United States, the 1963 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. At first glance, it might just look like an ordinary penny, but as we peel back the layers, you'll see why this coin holds an extraordinary place in the world of numismatics. Prepare yourself for a journey into the history, design, rarity, and mind-blowing value of the 1963 Lincoln penny, a coin that has captured the hearts of collectors for decades. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, remains one of the most enduring symbols of American currency. Featuring the profile of the 16th president on the obverse, the penny has witnessed over a century of American history, wars, economic booms, social change, and technological advancements, all while quietly circulating in pockets, cash registers, and coin jars across the nation. The 1963 penny came into existence during a period marked by tremendous transformation. The early 1960s were a time of optimism and growth in the United States, but also of political tensions and social change. The space race was heating up, civil rights movements were gaining momentum, and the country was on the cusp of profound cultural shifts. Minted during this pivotal era, the 1963 penny was produced at three primary mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, with a D mint mark; and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. Each mint has its own unique characteristics, and pennies from each location vary slightly due to differences in minting equipment and production volume. While millions of pennies were made in 1963, it's the rarer mint mark varieties and error coins that really catch the attention of collectors today. One of the key factors that make the 1963 Lincoln penny with a mint mark so fascinating is the presence of double die errors. This happens when the die strikes the coin twice with a slight misalignment, causing the date, letters, or design elements on the coin's surface to appear doubled. In the case of the 1963 penny, doubling is often visible on the date, the word liberty, or the phrase, "In God we trust." These double die pennies are especially prized because they are relatively rare and visually striking, making them stand out from the sea of standard coins. Another captivating feature found on some 1963 pennies is the repunched mint mark, where the mint mark letter D or S was stamped more than once, creating a doubled or shadowed appearance. This subtle minting anomaly is highly sought after because it's an error caused by the human element of the minting process, making each coin with this feature uniquely special. Condition, as always, plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. Most 1963 pennies you'll find in circulation today show signs of wear, including scratches, fading, and dulling of the original mint luster. These circulated coins usually have modest value, only a bit above their face value unless they possess rare errors. However, when you find a 1963 Lincoln penny with a mint mark in uncirculated or mint state condition, which means it has never been used in everyday transactions and retains its original shine and detail, the value can skyrocket. These coins are incredibly rare because the vast majority of pennies minted in 1963 were quickly used, lost, or damaged over time. In recent years, the market for rare and high-grade coins has exploded, with collectors and investors eager to acquire historically significant pieces that are also sound financial assets. The 1963 Lincoln penny with a mint mark has become a highly desirable coin, especially in top grades and with mint errors. The combination of historical significance, scarcity, and the sheer beauty of a pristine Lincoln penny makes this coin a prized possession. Now, you might be wondering, what could a coin like this be worth? Well, here's the exciting news: a 1963 Lincoln penny with a mint mark, in perfect uncirculated condition and exhibiting some of these rare mint errors, can fetch an incredible price of $190,000. That's right, $190,000 for a single penny. It's astonishing to think that a coin originally worth 1 cent can grow to such astronomical value. But that's the magic of numismatics: the deeper you dig, the more amazing stories and treasures you uncover. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're taking a deep dive into a classic piece of American numismatic history, the 1971 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. You might think of pennies as just the smallest unit of currency, maybe even something you toss aside, but this particular penny holds a story rich with history, unique minting quirks, and an astonishing value that will surprise you. So buckle up as we explore everything you need to know about this fascinating 1971 Lincoln penny, from its origins and design, to its rarity and what it could be worth on today's market. Let's start by talking about the legacy behind the Lincoln penny. Introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than the symbolic figures that had dominated American coinage before. Over a century later, the Lincoln penny remains one of the most recognized coins in the world, circulating in millions of pockets every day. The design pays tribute not only to Lincoln himself but also to the ideals of freedom and unity he embodied. Fast forward to 1971. America was in the midst of significant cultural and political changes. The Vietnam War was winding down, the civil rights movement had made significant strides, and the economy was facing its own challenges. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies for daily commerce, including the 1971 Lincoln penny, which was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, No Mint mark, Denver Mint, with a D Mint mark, and San Francisco Mint, with an S Mint mark. Now, while millions of these pennies were minted and circulated, what makes the 1971 Lincoln penny with a mint mark truly special is a combination of rarity, condition, and some fascinating minting anomalies that make certain examples stand out from the crowd. One of the biggest draws for collectors is the appearance of double die errors on the obverse of the coin. This occurs when the die that strikes the coin's design shifts slightly during the minting process, causing a doubling effect on the letters and numbers. For the 1971 penny, you'll often find this doubling visible on the date, 1971, the word liberty, or the phrase, "In God We Trust." These double die coins are incredibly rare and sought after because they offer a glimpse into the imperfections of the minting process, turning what might otherwise be an ordinary penny into a piece of numismatic art. Another interesting feature that sometimes appears on 1971 pennies is the repunched mint mark error. This happens when the mint mark, either a D for Denver or S for San Francisco, is stamped more than once, slightly offset from the first impression. This doubling of the mint mark is subtle but adds a unique twist to the coin's story and value. These coins are particularly prized by collectors because they combine rarity with a distinct visual appeal. Beyond these errors, the condition of the coin dramatically impacts its value. Most 1971 pennies have been used in circulation, showing the typical wear and tear, scratches, loss of luster, and fading details. While these circulated pennies have modest monetary value, an uncirculated 1971 penny with a mint mark that retains its original sharp details and shiny surface can command a premium price on the collector's market. The higher the grade, typically evaluated by professional grading services, the more valuable the coin becomes. Why such a premium? Because finding a 1971 Lincoln penny with a mint mark in pristine, mint state condition is exceptionally rare. The vast majority were spent, lost, or damaged over the past 5 decades. Collectors and investors alike recognize this scarcity, and that's what has fueled a growing demand and soaring prices for the finest examples. Now, as we come to the moment many of you have been waiting for, the value of this remarkable coin. If you are lucky enough to own a 1971 Lincoln penny with a mint mark, in flawless uncirculated condition, possibly featuring one of the rare double die or repunched mint mark errors, this small coin could be worth an incredible $193,000. It's truly mind-blowing to think that something you might have overlooked as spare change could be worth nearly $200,000. This highlights not only the fascinating stories coins can tell but also the importance of preserving and appreciating these small pieces of history. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just a simple penny but holds an incredible tale and jaw-dropping value, the 1981 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the hidden worth of everyday coins, this video is going to blow your mind. So, settle in as we explore the history, design, rare features, and stunning value of the 1981 Lincoln penny, one of America's most interesting small cents. The Lincoln penny is an American icon. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it revolutionized coinage by being the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over a century later, the Lincoln penny is still a symbol of the nation's heritage, with its familiar profile of Lincoln gracing the obverse side. It's a piece of history you can hold in your hand, and the 1981 penny is no exception. The year 1981 sits at a fascinating point in American history. The country was coming off the economic challenges of the 1970s, moving toward technological advancement and political shifts. The U.S. Mint was busy producing coins in massive quantities to meet the demand of a growing population. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, with an S mint mark. While millions were minted, not all pennies are created equal, especially when it comes to condition and unique minting features. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1981 Lincoln penny with a mint mark is the existence of rare error coins that have become the holy grail for collectors. Among these, the most famous is the double die error. This occurs during the minting process when the coin's design is stamped twice with slight misalignment, causing a doubled or shadowed effect on the date, lettering, or other design elements. On the 1981 penny, this doubling is typically most visible on the date and the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These double die coins are prized not only because they are scarce but also because they highlight the fascinating imperfections of the minting process, turning a simple penny into a miniature work of art. Another captivating feature to look for is the repunched mint mark, where the mint mark letter, D for Denver or S for San Francisco, has been stamped more than once, creating a ghost-like image or doubling effect. This minting irregularity is highly sought after by collectors since it's a one-of-a-kind anomaly caused by human error at the mint. Condition also plays a massive role in the value of the 1981 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. Most pennies from this year have been circulated heavily, showing signs of wear such as scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail. These circulated coins are typically worth only a fraction of their face value to collectors. However, when you discover a 1981 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, where the coin retains its original mint luster and sharp details, you are looking at a dramatically different story. High-grade 1981 Lincoln pennies with mint marks, especially those that also feature rare errors like double dies or repunched mint marks, have become some of the most coveted coins in modern numismatics. Collectors and investors prize these coins because they represent a rare opportunity to own a piece of history that's both beautiful and incredibly scarce. Over time, the scarcity of these high-grade and error coins has driven their value through the roof. The market for such coins has seen tremendous growth as more people recognize the worth of rare mint errors and uncirculated examples. So, what is the value of this remarkable coin? If you happen to own a 1981 Lincoln penny with a mint mark in flawless uncirculated condition, possibly with one of those sought-after error features, this humble coin could be worth an astonishing $198,000. Yes, you heard that right, $198,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think about how a coin worth just 1 cent when it was minted can transform into such a valuable collectible. This highlights the incredible world of numismatics where rarity, condition, and unique characteristics combine to create true treasures. Today, we're shining the spotlight on a seemingly ordinary yet incredibly intriguing coin, the 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. At first glance, this humble 1-cent coin might look like just another everyday piece of change, but as you'll soon discover, it holds a captivating history and potential value that can absolutely blow your mind. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out in the world of coin collecting, this video is packed with insights and details that will make you see the 1978 penny in a whole new light. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. The Lincoln penny is one of the most enduring symbols of American coinage, with a history that stretches back over a century to 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and quickly became a staple in everyday commerce. The portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most recognizable images in the numismatic world. The reverse side of the penny in 1978 still featured the classic wheat ears design, a design that had been in use since 1909 and symbolized prosperity and growth in the United States. 1978 was an interesting year for the U.S. Mint. At that time, the Lincoln penny was struck in 3 key locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each distinguished by their own mint marks. Philadelphia pennies generally bear no mint mark, Denver pennies have a D mint mark, and San Francisco pennies carry an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint, however, was primarily focused on proof coins during this era. What makes the 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark especially intriguing to collectors are the subtle variations and minting quirks that can make a huge difference in value. One of the most sought-after features on the 1978 penny is the double die error. This is a minting anomaly where the design elements, such as the date or lettering, are stamped twice slightly off from each other. This creates a distinct shadow or doubling effect that's incredibly eye-catching. On the 1978 Lincoln penny, double die errors can appear on the date and the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These coins are exceedingly rare and highly prized by collectors because they showcase the imperfections and quirks of the minting process, turning an everyday penny into a collectible masterpiece. Another fascinating element that can add tremendous value is the repunched mint mark. This happens when the mint mark letter, such as the D or S, is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. It creates a ghost-like effect or a doubled mint mark that stands out to keen-eyed collectors. Repunched mint marks are some of the most exciting finds for numismatists who love spotting unique variations that tell a story about the minting process. Condition also plays an absolutely critical role in determining the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. Most pennies you come across have been in circulation for decades. This means scratches, discoloration, dirt, and the inevitable wear from countless exchanges have taken their toll. Circulated pennies from 1978 generally hold only a fraction of their face value. However, when you find a 1978 Lincoln penny that has been carefully preserved in mint state condition, with its original brilliant copper color, sharp details, and without any damage, you are holding something extremely special. These uncirculated coins are rare because pennies are so commonly handled and easily damaged. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln pennies pay a premium for coins with flawless surfaces and strong eye appeal. When you combine such pristine condition with rare mint errors, the coin's value can skyrocket exponentially. Over the years, demand for high-quality 1978 Lincoln pennies with mint marks has steadily increased. More collectors are discovering the beauty and rarity of these coins, which has driven prices upward in the market. Auction houses and private sales have seen exceptional prices for those coins that check all the boxes: mint condition, mint mark rarity, and error features. So what does all this mean for you if you happen to own a 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark in top-notch condition? Well, it means that you could be sitting on a coin that's worth an eye-popping $147,000. That's right, a single penny from 1978, if perfectly preserved and possessing one of those rare minting quirks, can be worth $147,000. It's a perfect example of how coins, often overlooked as simple pocket change, can become extraordinary treasures through the passage of time and the quirks of minting. Thank you so much for joining me on this detailed exploration of the 1978 Lincoln penny with a mint mark. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden values, and the incredible world of numismatics, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, your next coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Until next time, happy collecting and may your coin journey be full of excitement and discovery.